I don't think it's that crazy to say that the guns are quite integral to the core gameplay loop in Titanfall 2, especially its campaign. But hey, we're here to have fun. So we're completing the entirety of the Titanfall 2 campaign without being able to use any guns. Wingman? Nope. R301? Nope. Spitfire? Not a chance. Even the smart pistol from the final mission? Well, okay, no spoilers, but you get the idea. I do just want to quickly include that we are doing this on the hardest difficulty in the game. And this time round in Titanfall 2, that's pretty hard. We die in like 2 bullets and we get 1-shot melee when we have to melee everything. Jumping straight in, we calibrate our settings and get introduced to Captain Lastomosa. Running through the introductory area, I forget how to wall run. Over and over and over again. Shoot some targets at the firing range. And quickly run through the pilotless gauntlet.
That's my partner, BT. He's a Vanguard class.
Unfortunately, we get interrupted mid-session and we receive our loadout in order to be able to get deployed into the battlefield. After getting deployed, I was ready to start our run. Straight away, I found out just how hard this was going to be. Very soon after this, we get some equipment that allows us to be able to maneuver through areas with some more ease. But because we don't have those things yet, we have to carefully dodge our opposition and utilize our teammates strategically because we can die in an instant. My strategy for parts where we had teammates was to utilize the AI to tear down their numbers as much as possible, and then I'll jump in to finish in the stragglers. This is exactly what I was doing here. After enough attempts, BT comes to our rescue, not only once, but twice. And we find out Captain Lastomosa can no longer operate BT. He transfers ownership of BT to us.
Transfer authorization to new pilot.
And we receive his helmet to be officially named as a pilot. Very quickly, our wits are tested against a new foe, who require not 1, not 2, but 3 melees to be defeated. However, I was able to take advantage of their stupidness and get past them. This is around about the time we get the special ability hinted to earlier, which is going to make this run a lot more feasible. This ability is a cloak, which allows us to go briefly invisible for a few seconds and freely melee anyone of our opposition. There is one unique thing that is especially useful about this invisibility. Normally, when shooting, the invisibility decloaks as soon as you shoot. However, when utilizing melee attacks, you can melee multiple enemies consecutively without the invisibility going away. This, combined with the clever use of grenades and our fists, might just be exactly what we need to succeed in this challenge. But we do run into a few difficulties ahead. In order for BT to get back up and running, we need to retrieve him 2 Titan batteries. We're able to get both of those with fairly little difficulty, and stock him back up with enough charge for it to be game time. Here, we get introduced to Titan combat. Now, I am going to uphold my promise of melee only, because the Titan's melee is actually pretty good. However, there will be moments where, because of the fact that we're on the hardest difficulty, we'll need to incorporate some of our Titan's arsenal to get past areas with 2 or more Titans, or against boss Titans. However, when it comes to most one-on-one Titan situations, we're pretty much melee only. We take down this Brute Titan, which concludes the first mission and allows us to move onwards. We join in on the 2 fleets in battle and take down the opposing Titans. Very shortly we come into one of those times where we're up against 2 Titans at once. Within this little arena that we come across, there are 2 opposing Titans that come out from either side, and with clever Titan movement and ability usage, we're able to get past them. Shortly after that area, we take down the soldiers on the sidelines and open the gate for BT to get through. We, however, have to find our own way around. What was almost a fail turned into an alternate pathway for us to be able to meet up with the friendly squadron close by, who not only needed a little help, but also told us the direction we should be heading. After rejoining with BT, he tells us that in the next room over, we have to deactivate the toxic sludge that's flowing into the arena in order for him to be able to assist us, and upon surviving the multiple waves of enemies, BT was able to provide some cover fire from the way over, leading us on to our first major boss, Kane. As mentioned before, the bosses will be dealt with accordingly, but I thought it'd be worthwhile mentioning that I did try to jump out of BT and just let him deal with it, but...
Are you serious, my brother?
After taking him down, with a melee of course, and almost losing BT in the process, we take Ken's helmet and move forward. While sneaking into an IMC facility, we're listening to a conversation between Blisk and Ash, and the large majority of the start of this facility goes by pretty quick due to us being able to utilize our Titan. We do have to face off against a couple opposing Titans, but we're able to get past them. After activating the cargo lift, BT gets grip stuck, and we chase after him to get him back. After moving down to the assembly line of the facility, we make our own way through, utilising the platforms being constructed as our progression pieces. Ash realises we're contained within a component of a facility and redirects us towards the top of the dome. We climb all the way up to the top, and after setting the scene, Ash traps us. Fortunately, we get some teammates, but trust me, they don't last long. Partway through the fight, we run into some real difficulty. After a minute or so, a Reaper emerges through the platform, and these guys are basically just mini Titans. But we have to kill him, on our own, on the hardest difficulty, without any weapons. This was going to be tough. I tried going at him one punch at a time, but he was way too strong for that to work, until I had an idea. One move of these Reapers involves deploying small explosion robots that detonate upon proximity with the player. These bots, if exploded close to the Reapers, do significant damage to said Reapers in question. So, we needed to time the explosion of the bots just right, so that they exploded close by to the Reapers, and if done so correctly, we were able to take the Reapers down one by one.
You really ought to thank me for helping make the Reaper more effective.
Getting past those Reapers puts a target on our back. We had to evacuate immediately. BT found us a way out,
Get out of there while you can.
and we did not look back. Now reunited with BT, he cleared a path ahead of us, and continued on so we can face against Ash. After investigating the nearby facility for any reference to Anderson's location, we link back up with BT and find Anderson nearby. After listening on the intel he gathered, we require a device that Anderson was in possession of. After an Olympic level throw from BT, we enter into this building in aims of finding it. Largely little challenges posed because of our constant shifting between time and space, and finally we received the aforementioned device. This device has both one major upside and downside. It does allow us to shift between time and space, allowing us to maneuver through crowds of enemies much easier, but it replaced our invisibility. Because of this new device, we're able to move through the facility with little trouble.
Right there, pilot.
I've located you.
That was Major Anderson's final recording.
Returning to BT, the militia was made aware of our location, we fend them off, and tried to get closer to the Ark. And after taking the Ark, our next mission is to get back to the fleet. We need to fix the responder at the centre of this battlefield in order to be able to communicate with the fleet. Captain Cole lets us know that we need to retrieve the Arc tool to be able to restore the dish atop the tower. So we venture underground in hopes of retrieving it. Whilst there are a few enemies here and there, there's nothing really that poses all too much of a threat. We retrieve the Arc tool and make our way back to the surface.
My scans detect a functioning uplink targeting module, 428 meters northeast. My analysis indicates a throw is our only option here.
We make our way over to the dish BT mentioned to receive the uplink module and get launched by BT to upload it into the current dish in order for it to receive transmission. Just before we're able to contact the fleet, we defeat Richter and reconnect with Cole. After the fleet found our location, we reconvene with the squadron and band together to take on the opposition. Moving through their forces, we approach their aircraft and chase them down. We get shot down by an opposing Titan, infiltrate their aircraft with Team 6-4, and take over their control. All before embarking on BT and taking on Viper, the Titan who took us down.
Aim for the cockpit. Take the shot.
Despite defeating him, BT lost an arm. Whilst infiltrating the opposition's Ark container, we became trapped and were captured by Blisk and Sloan.
Listen, hero. You have what's mine, and I want it back. Go on. Tell your Titan to open up.
Nice try, love. Say goodnight.
We retrieve the emergency steer kit from BT and move on with only a pistol. Like, literally. They took my invisibility away from me, meaning whatever was remaining of this journey was going to be near impossible. Without our invisibility, maneuvering through the upcoming areas was incredibly difficult. forcing me to use very clever movement in combination with luring specific enemies out of their squad and taking them on one-on-one.
We're coming. It's not over yet.
I'm picking up a data core, but it's a weak signal.
Are you sure you have the coordinates? Boost the signal. I need to get through to them.
He's pulled BT's data core. He must have the sphere kit.
BT, Cooper, what's your status?
After somehow getting through there, we get sent a new Titan, hook it up with BT's data core, and move on to finish the mission. We face off against the final boss, Sloan.
Looting Titans will be severe.
And finish the run.
Trust me.
BT!